What's going on, everyone? Happy Saturday to everyone. Hopefully, everyone is doing well, staying safe, healthy. If you had to take a COVID test, hopefully you have tested negative. If you did test positive, I hope you have a full and speedy recovery with no long COVID issues. It is time now for the Saturday edition of the Pandemic Update for Saturday, November 11th, 2023. That's right. If you're in the United States, it is Veterans Day. Happy Veterans Day to all of you who have served and anyone who has served out there. Thank you for your service to our country. If you're new to my channel, first off, welcome to my channel. This is where I do the daily pandemic update, an update on ongoing health issues, including the COVID pandemic. If you're someone that's convinced that COVID is over with, give me about 15 minutes of your time, and I will prove to you that no, COVID has not ended. And yes, it is a very busy news day today. So if at the end of this video you agree with me that, hey, COVID has not ended, give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel down below, and I promise to help keep you safe from COVID and other viruses out there. All right, starting off today with our first of many news stories. Don't have a lot of data this weekend, but we do have quite a bit of news today. COVID-19 outbreak impacts dozens at retirement home in Port Hope. This is in Ontario, and it's saying it is impacting dozens. And I'm reading that this has infected up to about 30 people at this nursing home, retirement home, I should say, in Ontario. And with that theme, because of there being so many outbreaks in nursing homes, long-term care homes, Ontario is now requiring masking for long-term care home staffs amid rises in COVID-19 outbreaks. So this is not good. It's good to see that masks are coming back, but they never should have went away. They never should have been taken away because outbreaks are still happening. And unfortunately, it had to come to outbreaks increasing in order for them to bring it back, which they never should have gone away in the first place. All right, continuing on with this, more news out of Canada today. Busy news day for Canada. The first JN.1 sequence from Alberta, Canada, has now been found. So that's something that we have to pay attention to. Remember, JN.1 is something that we're seeing spread overseas, especially in France and Paris. So it's something we have to watch. Eventually, it's going to become an issue here in the United States as well. All right, Green Day was supposed to do a show in London. That got canceled with very short notice. I mean, very short notice. The fans were already lined up. I guess you could say they did not have the time of their life. It's a quote from a Green Day song. But, yeah, they last minute, unexpected illness. We don't know what the illness is. And I've posted this question before on Twitter stating, how come they can't just come out and say if they have COVID or not? They have to say illness. Well, it's because in contract clauses and legal reasons, they can't just say COVID. So who knows what it is? Maybe it's COVID. Maybe it's not COVID. Don't know. All right, now moving on to this from World Socialist website. A winter surge of COVID-19 is underway in the U.S. Cases of COVID have climbed about 12% from their mid-October lows. The Midwest and West have seen a sizable increase, while the Northeast and South have remained plateaued. And yeah, I do agree with that. The Northeast not seen a big rise yet, but we still have to watch New Jersey, because I think something's brewing in New Jersey. More on New Jersey when we get to that in a little bit. Let's continue on here, because I have something else to go hand in hand with what that is saying. And this is from Jay Wellenhand. You see me share his stuff and retweet his stuff quite frequently. Well, he's saying November 10th update, BioBot is back online and hopefully is as accurate as before. Infections are creeping up again from HV.1 and HK.3. They are COVID variants after a high trough. And take a look at this chart. This is what I want you to see. You can see it did go down. But look here. It's at the starting stages of going up again. So this kind of goes with what we just saw from the previous story. which states a winter surge of COVID-19 is underway in the U.S. And yes, I'm agreeing with that. I mean, we're seeing enough states that are seeing increases, both whether it be wastewater cases or even just Walgreens, to say that, yes, I think the winter surge is starting. It's going to show up on the national level fairly soon. I suspect maybe either this week or next week. BNO, when they do their weekly update, it'll probably say, yep, the national numbers are starting to go up again. All right, moving on to this. COVID loss of smell takes up to 3 years to return, study finds. So remember how early in the pandemic, a lot of people lost their sense of taste, their sense of smell? Well, a new study is finding that it's taking up to 3 years for it to return. And I believe I did tweet some source. I don't know if it was this source or another source, but I do believe that I tweeted it out this morning. And real quickly before we go on, smell problems affected some 28 million Americans after COVID. And speaking of smell, I know some people that have also lost their sense of taste. So that is an issue as well. All right, now we come on to this story. A new deadly COVID strain that kills pets is detected in UK. Scientists fear. Yes, you heard it correctly. A coronavirus strain which has killed 8,000 cats so far this year has been detected in the UK and could cause havoc, according to fearful scientists scrambling for treatments. So, yes, this is something that we're going to have to keep an eye on. And I will tweet this story out as well. And it looks like the 8,000 deaths were on the Mediterranean islands. So, yeah, this is not good. See Twitter for more details on this story. We're not going to read the entire story. Then we come over to this. Remember, we've been talking about rising cases in Poland as of lately. Well, apparently, the number of cases in the hospital is significantly increasing, and they're deciding to limit the number of patients that can visit the hospitals at a given time in Poland, just simply because of the pure volume of cases and hospital cases as well that are increasing. We'll actually see the numbers on Worldometers in just a little bit. They may not be exactly accurate on Worldometers, but nonetheless, they have been showing a significant increase in COVID over in Poland. All right, let's take a look now at some data from Hubbub World. I think it's important. We're just going to take a look at a couple states here, and we'll probably take a look at it some more tomorrow. We're not doing the Sunday wastewater update this week. That may come on Monday, pending on what happens with the CDC. So instead, we're going to take a look at some data today from Hubbub World and also tomorrow as well. And we'll probably still do a few wastewater scan sites today and tomorrow, but we're not doing the full wastewater update. That may come on Monday. That may also mean that we have to do a pandemic update on top of that Monday. We'll just see how things play out. So take a look at this here. Louisiana forecast for 11-3. This was earlier in the week, but this is something that we need to take a look at. New Orleans has very high local prevalence at up to 54. Now, if you don't know what that means, maybe you haven't seen me show this product before because you're new to my channel. What that means is within a 5-minute walk, there could be up to 54 contagious people infected with COVID. That's a high number. That's a lot of people within a 5-minute walk. Baton Rouge and Shreveport are high at up to 17 area, but stable. Then it says Lafayette is moderate at up to 6 area and stable. Then we come down here to Texas, and Texas is starting to rise again as well. This is a Texas update as of just yesterday. Houston and San Antonio area have very high local prevalence, up to 66 contagious people within a 5-minute walk of an area, and increasing once again. That's not good. Austin, Dallas, El Paso are very high at up to 34 area and stabilizing, so that's good. HV.1 and the EG.5.1 are the leading variants in those areas. So those are 2 states from Hubbub World. We'll do a couple more again tomorrow. Let's take a look at today's air qualities as I refresh this here and it comes up, and some slightly good news to report on air qualities. The majority of the country, things are doing better. There's still, a little bit of yellow showing up in the Mid-Atlantic, a little bit of yellow showing up in the Carolinas. I'm not really terribly concerned about that. Like, for example, this yellow you're seeing here in the Mid-Atlantic. it seems to be fine outside today. It's clear skies. It doesn't seem to be a problem. What is going on here with the Gulf Coast? I'm going to have to investigate that because there have been instances of smoke down there lately. Not sure what the deal is with that. But then we come out to the West Coast, and the West Coast continues to have problems, especially in California. Not as bad in the Northwest, the Pacific Northwest, but California, these wildfires, they're a problem still. They're still causing bad air qualities in the mountains. If you live in like Sacramento, for example, you want to pay close attention to this. Take precautions. HEPA air purifiers running. If you got to go outside, masking. We also do come over here to Minnesota and Iowa, and in some cases Wisconsin. I do note that. Look at this. There's a little bit of bad air quality there. It's not terrible. Don't know what the deal is with that either. Alrighty, moving on. Walgreens this week. The national positivity was 26.2%. That was down 1.4%. Testing, it says slightly up. Don't go by that. The prior week was actually over 10,000 tests, so I don't know what the deal is with that. Now let's take a look at just two wastewater scan sites today. Just two of them. And I think today we will come up just west of the Chicago metro area. And let's see what's going on in the Glen Bard Wastewater Authority. Let's see. COVID, it's rising at this time. That's not good to see. And it's already in the medium levels. If it keeps rising, it will go high. Influenza, there were some detections of it. Now it's dropped. RSV, the overall trajectory is up, down on the most recent update, but it is at high. Low for HMPV, no Mpox issues, and norovirus after a long drop, a little bit flat, a little bit of a rise. It's showing starting to rise a little bit faster. Hepatitis A, there was a detection of that back in early October or late September. And what do you say we come out? How about we go up into the Northeast? How about we do somewhere in the Northeast? How about Montpelier? We have not checked there in a while. What's going on with Montpelier? So COVID, high at this time still. I mean, they actually saw another rise in late October and to start November. Now it's starting to drop a little bit. Influenza, it's building, down on the most recent update, but it is building. RSV is low, but rising at this time, and influenza is also low. By the way, HMPV, not an issue at this time. Mpox, no cases detected. And norovirus is low, but dropping at this time. No hepatitis A in the capital of Vermont, which is Montpelier. Alrighty, let's come down. Let's take a ride down the New York State Thruway, skip over New York and New Jersey, and come to Pennsylvania. And in Pennsylvania, we find that Philadelphia yesterday had 735 EMS incidents. Let's do a live look at Montgomery County. Liking what I'm seeing here. Not a whole lot of incidents right now. And I'm not seeing too many that are severe. I am seeing a stroke. There is also a respiratory emergency, but that's not bad right now. Taking a look at Chester County. Chester County, you could make the case that it's not the number of calls, it's the severity of calls. I'm seeing diabetic emergency, respiratory difficulty, heart problems, another respiratory difficulty. Not a lot of calls, but sometimes you get a string of bad calls, and those aren't great calls. No call is ever a good call, but some calls are worse than others. Now let's go back into New Jersey, and I do have this to report to you today. New Jersey, once again, after going down ever so slightly yesterday, hospitalizations are going up slightly again. 444 people in the hospital, and I'm getting closer to saying that this may be starting off the winter surge. We'll see what happens tomorrow and next week. If we see a continued rise next week, I'm going to call it. It's the start of the winter surge in New Jersey, so stay tuned for that. Keep watching my updates. 14 people on a ventilator. 56 people in the ICU, discharges, 72 discharges, and again, 70 out of 70 hospitals reported today, so yeah, there was a slight increase, and that is one higher than yesterday. I believe it was 69 hospitals yesterday, so that could also be the reason why it went up. New York State, we actually got an update today. Maybe it was a very late one yesterday, I don't know. But New York State, 1,623 new cases. And then we come over here to hospitalizations. They continue to drop, 1,063. And the wild card remains. Will New York State drop below 1,000 hospitalizations prior to the winter surge? I'm not going to say yes or no to that. And quickly, I do want to take a look at New York City. What is going on in New York City? We haven't shown New York City in a while. New York City, look at this. Actually, not really dropping all that much. 371 people hospitalized in New York City. And in light of that, let's take a look at the hospital admissions. Yeah, hospital admissions aren't really dropping that much anymore either. They've leveled off. They may be getting ready to make that turn towards the upside. Huh. Interesting to see here. We don't have any other states that came in. Yesterday, we had California, which the positivity was 6.9%. And we note here that at the very end of the chart, it's starting to edge upward again. That's not something we like to see. Don't have any other states to show you. Let's take a look at Washington real quickly, because we haven't really done anything today for the Pacific Northwest. So I'll at least show you this. COVID-19 emergency visits this week were down 7%. Influenza was up 50%. You notice there's no negative here, so I'm assuming that means up 50%. COVID-19 admissions down 11%. RSV, up 100%. And in the ICU, down by 5% for COVID, less than 10 for influenza. However, the number of people in the ICU for COVID is 21, which right there, I said this the other day, that just shows you how serious COVID can be. All right, ending today on a little bit of international data. Russia, cases up 32%, deaths up 3%, and Poland, as I stated earlier in this video, Poland, cases are up 57%, 6,180 versus 3,943. I would like to know what variant is causing the increase there. I don't have that answer. I'm going to keep trying to look for it, though. 26 deaths versus 14. That's an 86% increase. Then we come down here to, let's take a look at Ireland. Cases are down 73%. However, deaths are up 200%. 18 versus 6. India, cases 140 versus 57. It's a 146% increase. 2 deaths versus 0. And we do see that Mako cases are dropping by 23%. No deaths reported. And let's see, what else do we want to take a look at? Let's end today on Thailand, which Thailand doesn't look like they even reported this week. It's a 100% decrease on everything. So, yeah, that does it for today's pandemic update. We will definitely have a pandemic update tomorrow. Even if it's a slow news day or I can't find much, I'll make something of it. I will report something to you to help keep you safe. Alrighty, guys, were you convinced that the pandemic's not over? If so, give this a thumbs up. And if you want to learn more and watch more of these updates, subscribe to my channel down below. Hit the notification bell to know when I do a new update. And, of course, share this with anyone who you think needs to see my updates. I will see you all again next time. Until I see you again next time, stay safe, everyone, and have a fantastic Saturday afternoon. Thanks for watching.